Yo, Joy Behar has some disgusting things to say about right wings. My name is Marcus Russell.
Get fit.
Yo, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I need 1,000 subscribers to keep this thing going for you. Now let's get right to it.
The effect of that is not to not understand the truth. The effect of it
Hmm.
is to not which side, is to whataboutism. It's
Right.
about to say,
Here
well,
we
I don't
go.
believe anything. I don't know what to believe because they have been lying to you so
Well, I
much.
see what you're saying. So they just wear you down,
That's
and
right.
at a certain point,
And
people
that
can
is
throw
what
their
has
hands up.
that's what's happened in this country. There's so much lying going on that no one knows what the truth is. So when you talk about like Joe Biden's pardoning his son, there's a whataboutism that goes on. He said, well, listen, Trump pardoned his father-in-law, who was a felon,
Right.
and now he's giving him an ambassadorship to France.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to pardon all the J6 people, the January 6th insurrectionists.
Mm-hmm.
He pardoned a lot of people who were in his administration when he was president.
Sure.
And so Joe Biden, because he's a good person and worries about his son, and he knows that when Trump gets in, they're going to go after his kid, he pardoned him. And so
So
Horrible examples to
it's
be
a
using.
horrible example because Biden
Right.
also pardoned people,
Them murderers, death row
yeah,
murderers, 38 of them.
and it was questionable for him to pardon the person that did the Boston Marathon.
Oh my God. Dude's pardon. And you say, I think you looked it up. It was like 8,000 other people.
Yeah,
8,000.
he pardoned 8,000
You
people.
can't say nothing else about pardon. And
I,
he won it. He won in pardon.
and then you got to think he got preemptive. He created preemptive pardons.
Oh yeah, he's the first one to do the preemptive. He's the first president to
And
do
if you don't know
preemptive
what preemptive
pardons.
pardons is, if you go commit a crime in the future,
You already pardoned for it.
yeah, because they're saying Trump might go after Nancy Pelosi,
Just
Jack
in case
Smith,
they do something,
Adam
I'm gonna
Schiff.
pardon before they
Come
do
on,
it.
man.
Man, wow, the nerve.
And you could already tell Hunter Biden's completely guilty. That's why he's just trying to get him going, like
He
get
was
him off the
convicted.
list. It's crazy, man. Let's see what we got.
That's all right, Joy.
everybody's up in arms about that. That is called whataboutism. And the side on the other side is a heavyweight, and now you have a feather on the other side of the scale.
Were you surprised when you heard that
Yeah.
he did it?
No, not at
You
all.
expected it. Yeah.
I thought he was going to do it.
Right.
Listen, it's his kid. This is a man who lost a wife and two sons, or a daughter and a son.
Yeah.
Come on,
No.
have a little empathy. You know, talking about Hannah Arendt and that whole period in history, the thing that all of these autocrats have in common is that they have no empathy. Once you lose your empathy, you lose your humanity.
And for the people that then say it just shows that some people are
It's
above
true.
the law, that there's a two-tier justice system,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. What do you say to those people?
Well, I mean, the hypocrisy, I believe it was Senator Cornyn. Is he a senator? He's talking about how we've no law and order in this country now that Biden has pardoned his son. Really?
And the thing about this that makes no sense to me, they always trust law and order, right? Until it's used against them. Now pardons are okay.
Man, I swear, man. It just depends on what they believe in at the
Yeah,
time. Cause like that J. Edgar Hoover quote, "There will be law and orders." Criminals was the black people back then
yeah,
during that time,
yeah.
and so then they switched it over to their favorite person, Bill Clinton, and they're the ones that started doing the minimum mandatory sentences and started. Ronald Reagan never did that stuff to
Yeah.
us. You know what I'm saying? The Biden law is the three man. You know, these is the ones that who have been attacking
Biden
the
did the three
yeah,
strikes,
it
right?
was called the Biden law. Remember,
Yeah.
we looked it up. So like that was during the Clinton era.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So like the nerve of the hypocrisy, like she said, you've been believing the lie. You've been under the spell the whole time, Joy.
She doesn't even realize it. That's
Right,
that's the
wake
worst
up.
one.
Come
You're
on, her and
putting a
Whoopi.
felon in the White House in a month.
Yeah.
And you're talking about there's no law and order. I mean, that's why I say the hypocrisy, you can cut it with a knife.
This kind of goes to what Charlemagne the God was saying on the show today, which I thought was an interesting
It was
conversation.
interesting that
He's a
he
clown.
believes
Man.
in God, and yet he calls himself Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
I was going to ask him about that, but I was too tired.
Well, we'll get him back. He said that if you're a diehard Democrat or a Republican, you refuse to be objective about the other party. Do you think that's the case? I've found that I think
I never was like that.
Right.
Listen, I grew up in the Eisenhower administration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I was a kid, And I thought that he was okay. He just played golf a lot. He wasn't out to destroy the country, and he was a hero.
Right.
With in World War II, he was a Republican. I was not going to say, "Oh, I'm not going to be a Republican because I hate Republicans."
Right.
But now there is no Republican Party anymore. There's a Trump Party. So of course there's no objectivity anymore. You can't fight that with objectivity. I didn't agree with him. I thought that Whoopi was correct.
We do come to a point, and I think a lot of us said it at the table. I know Anna Navarro said it a lot, that it's a binary choice. So if you had problems with one side, look at what the other option is. But it is, when you're faced with those two choices, it seemed like people had a hard time criticizing Biden from time to time during his presidency. Do you think that's accurate?
Because of the other side.
Because of the other side.
What are you getting from that? Because the way I'm looking at it is, through these last two times we had to vote, there was no other option other than the person that was the true patriot, right? The person that really had Americans first. He put Americans first.
I think Trumpito probably got cheated out of that last election.
Yeah.
That he did lose.
Because it makes no sense to go from that
Everybody voting for you
to a complete blowout.
I hate to say, but I believe he got robbed. That's why he fought so hard for it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's still saying it now.
And
you know what
that's
I'm
why
saying?
he's part in the January 6th
He's
protest,
letting them
because
go.
they
Like,
knew.
he knew something. He can't just say, "Hey, yo, I'm telling you, I know this is how I know." But like, he knew. That's why he fought so hard for it.
Exactly.
You ever been robbed of something that was yours? Oh my God,
Yeah,
you gonna fight back to get it.
that's definitely true.
He got it back though.
Oh yeah, it's about to be history. Let's keep going, guys. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you watch this far. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
I think the other side. Listen, it's a luxury to be able to criticize the good guys, who are mostly the good guys.
Right, especially when the other side doesn't seem to want to criticize
But that's because we
anything.
live in a democracy at the moment.
Yes. Check back. All right, we have a listener question. I know you enjoy those.
right.
This one's from Tom. He's asking, because people are dynamic, what is at least one policy or belief from the opposing side of the political aisle that you agree with, and why? I know what you're going to say about this.
What?
You're going to say the death penalty.
The death penalty?
Yeah.
I only believe in the death penalty for certain cases. And it has to be proven with DNA.
Sure.
But there are people on this planet that don't really belong here anymore. People who abuse children, people who kill children, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what we
but
always
you're
say.
in favor of
Just
capital
said it.
punishment for
I've
proven...
been criticized for this by liberals because, like Mario Cuomo, when he was governor, he was like, "You can't believe in state-sanctioned murder. It just doesn't work." But there's a part of me that is like, "Who needs them here?"
Right.
But there's this appeal system that goes on forever anyway. By the time they kill them, they're half dead anyway.
It's a very dark...
Joy is such a joy. Hey yo.
So just 1 second, 1 second.
Yeah.
It's weird that when you ask her any questions about Trump, she's not intelligent at all.
Right.
Then when you ask her something, how do you feel about the death penalty? Now she's so knowledgeable.
She can articulate it.
Yeah,
So well.
she could talk and it could actually make sense.
Man, she's a professional opinionist. I think it said that the View been going since 1997.
Yeah,
She's been on this show for
It takes a little bit longer than that.
right.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
A long,
Almost
long
black and white
time.
days.
Right. Her whole career is based on her opinion on the View.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's her job to be opinionated. But like when you worth 30 plus million,
You can't have opinions on certain situations.
not on middle class opinions. Like you got to keep your opinions on a higher level. Like
Yeah.
I keep saying this. Once I get to 30 million YouTube, I stop giving you a middle class opinion. I start giving you a different class.
You can't tell people about
Millionaire opinion, baby.
the poor areas when you come on, man. You wouldn't be caught breathing in a poor area. Make sure you
Right.
guys hit that subscribe button. Let us
That
know what you
part.
think about this video. Check out his channel in the description.
Yo,
We out.
peace.